Before I started school at Yale, I looked like this. Only after a few months after my first semester, I looked like this. How? How's it going, everyone? My name is Arnold and I'm currently a rising junior at Yale University. In this video, I want to self-reflect and talk about my personal experiences with my body transformation and overall just transitioning into a more happy, healthier college student in person. And hopefully you can take something out of this, whether it's a lesson for you to apply before college, during college, or even if you're not in college at all. If you enjoy these types of videos or enjoy my content, please hit the like button, comment button, and subscribe button because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. I would really appreciate your support. So thank you so much for everything. And I'm currently on a 3 p.m. Wednesday and Friday schedule, so click on the bell notification icon so it'll get posted on when I upload a new video. Alright, enough of that. So my body transformation most definitely wasn't something that was immediate, it was a process. It all started on the summer before my first year at Yale. So over the summer before I started Yale, I worked out 6 days a week with my friends, mainly doing bodybuilding. I did a lot of weightlifting, so I built a lot of muscle, but because I ate like crap and didn't do any high intensity interval training or any cardio, I pretty much looked like a slightly more firm Michelin man. I did that for a few months, and before August 20th, when Yale would start, we had to do a pre-orientation program. Yale gives you a bunch of different options to choose from before you actually start orientation, and some examples include OIS, which is a pre-orientation program for international students to establish logistical things, but also just to hang out and have fun. There were programs like Harvest, which involved living at a farm, I think, and like planting stuff and raising livestock. I think I might have butchered that. But the one that I chose was Foot, which was basically this 4 to 6 day hiking program with a bunch of people that you have not met. They're all also Yale students, Yaleys. The whole entire point was to bond outdoors and to stay away from technology and just to enjoy and to really value that human connection. In terms of how it affected me physically, it was basically 4 to 5 days straight of me running, walking, jogging, and hiking, constant cardio, constant high interval intensity training. So I lost a decent amount of the Michelin man fat that I had from weightlifting since I was on a caloric deficit, which basically means you are burning more calories than you consume. So that's how you sort of shred. Now y'all are probably thinking, oh, it was just that simple. All you did was build muscle, build some fat, and then you would shred it down to look more skinny and lean. But it's actually not that simple because that's not really sustainable, as I didn't want to strictly go into cycles of being fat and then skinny, and even then I looked very skinny fat. So I did some research and got into this thing called body recomposition, which was basically shredding fat but building muscle at the same time, so you look in pretty good shape all the time. Now the first thing that I did to do this was to just keep myself busy and active all day during college, because in college you get very busy and sometimes even overwhelmed with all the activities, so it got to the point where I was just not paying attention to how much I was doing physically. I walked everywhere and sometimes speed walked to classes that were 15 minutes away from each other. I could walk from meeting to events to other extracurriculars and classes, and I also joined weekly intramural sports such as soccer to keep my cardio levels up. So don't overlook the power of walking and jogging and just staying engaged in college, because it can be very passive but have huge effects on your body, especially for the long term. Among all of this, I still had a 5 to 6 day bodybuilding routine that I followed that focused mainly on muscular hypertrophy. And when I say muscular hypertrophy, I would tend to focus more on building size of my muscle rather than strength. So I'd go for high volume, high sets, and high reps while also maintaining really good form. So for those of you who are not familiar, this program was called Push-Pull Legs, where on Monday I would focus on push muscle groups, Tuesday, pull muscle groups, and Wednesday, anything below the belt, if you know what I mean. Wednesday, anything below the belt. This way I would be able to frequently divide the body parts I wanted to work out in a structured way while also giving them enough rest time in between. Now this is one very important thing for you guys out there in college, especially you guys have gyms. You have free gyms, whether or not it was part of your tuition fees, you have gyms there to use, and you should really take advantage of them. You have no excuse to just set out anywhere between half an hour to an hour to just work out and to figure out a workout split that works for you. Take advantage of the free things while you can, because once you're out of college, you have to pay memberships for gyms. Now, as you can see, I was keeping myself busy with high cardio levels, weightlifting, but my sleep schedule was still complete shit. And I would argue that sleep and sleep quality is more important than working out. I know that college can get pretty overwhelming, but trust me, being able to sacrifice those few hours for sleep will be able to allow you to function more effectively during the day and get much more done in less amount of time. So at first in college, I would sleep around 6 hours a night. And for me, that was a blessing because in high school, I only slept, oh gosh, I only slept around like 3 to 5 hours a night. So I was like, you know what, 6 hours is an upgrade anyways, so might as well do it. Nope, I was obviously wrong, and it really depends on the person, but for me, at least 7 to 8 hours works best for me in terms of my muscular recovery, feeling better mentally, just feeling well rested, and overall and overall ready to tackle the day. Make sure you're getting your sleep, but in addition to sleep, I was also eating pretty healthy. As a general rule, I avoided snacking on unhealthy foods, processed foods, and made sure to have a high intake of protein. I did at one time calculate my macronutrients of what I needed specifically in terms of carbs, fats, and proteins, but personally afterwards I got lazy and I kind of had a good feel on what worked for me and what didn't. There's also a point where for a few months I ate absolutely no sugar and no sodium whatsoever. So obviously you don't have to go that crazy, but I do recommend for you to generally eat pretty healthy, and it's okay to eat takeout every once in a while, but you gotta realize that working out is only one part of the battle, because working out is just an hour in the day. What are you doing for the other 23 hours of your day? Are you sleeping well, eating well, and are you drinking a lot of, I was about to point my middle finger, and are you drinking a lot of water? Because that is one of the most important tips I want to share with you today. I only drink water, no juice, no soda, no Capri Sun, Kool-Aid, none of that. I would recommend drinking at least a gallon every day or 1 gallon every day. You end up peeing a lot, which can be inconvenient between classes, but you look better, feel better, and lose a lot of weight quickly. Now, after I started using these tactics for the first few months and I developed this sort of routine, I started getting very, very busy my second semester. I was involved with like 3 to 4 to 5 plays and performances, had so many different classes and extracurricular commitments, a social life I wanted to take care of, and I had Chinese class every day, Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. My solution? Well, I decided to make a full body workout split where I would work out 3 to 4 times a week, focusing on heavy lifting, mainly compound lifts. This allowed me to save a lot of time because how previously I had a 6-day program where I was splitting up specific body parts. This would allow me to work on all body parts in a single day, then take another day to rest, and then continue that cycle. In addition to that, I was still drinking water, getting my sleep, eating healthy, still running all day to classes and commitments, and I also tried intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting to me was basically just working out in the morning on an empty stomach. For those of you who are not too familiar with intermittent fasting, the technique that I used was the 16-8 technique, where for 16 hours you would not eat anything, but for the remaining 8 hours, that would be your window to eat food. So for example, you can only eat food from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Anything outside of that, you can't eat, you can only drink water. So personally for me, this allowed me to save time, cut down on some calories, and although there's no clear scientific research on whether or not this helps you with cutting weight, it worked out for me, but obviously do your research beforehand, as I'm not a professional in any of this, I'm just telling you my experiences on what I did. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just committed to these different things and experimented with my body for a series of several months, and then eventually you get into a routine and you see what works and what doesn't, and you pick and choose to what is best suited for you. Ooh, I'm doing this a lot. Hey! If you're more interested for any more fitness videos or anything else, please let me know, because in the future I'll be making a video on a guide that is more organized, that sets all of these principles into hard rules. But yeah, please let me know if you want it, but if anything, please comment down below of what else you want to see. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit on the notification bell icon, as we are on a 3 p.m. Wednesday and Friday schedule. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good day. Stay happy, healthy, and loved. Bye-bye.